Textures of it. And I remember when I first wanted to do the podcast, I said to my producer, I said, I really wanted to feel like to the listener, as though I have my arms and legs around them and I'm just whispering into their ear. And he said, oh, okay. But, you know, and of course there are different moods and different, you know, it's not everything is going to be that intimate. But I think I was getting at this idea of being really intimate. You know, the voice has a way of carrying a message and just touching someone deeply.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And you've certainly done that. Your voice is very sexy and intimate on the podcast.
Oh, yes. But, you know, sometimes you'll have words that you say every night or words that you say again and again. But every time that you say them, it's a little journey around the words. It's a little, you just never know exactly how they're going to land. And you get the joy of sort of playing with the peaks and the valleys of the language as you say it.
Wow. How does a performer connect to the audience night after night? Live theater.
Yeah. Well, that's a good question, isn't it? Because sometimes you'll have actors that do the same run for months and months at a time, and they've got to do it every night with the same excitement, right? And so it's really about using their creativity night after night, finding like I said earlier, I love finding the words anew, you know, finding the story fresh each time and connecting with that audience. Every audience is going to be a little different. Some audiences come in and they're tired. It's a Friday night. You know, they had to come over the bridge. They were rushing and they're tired. And so you have to bring a little more energy to that audience. And then some nights they would, you know, they would balk at your energy. They wouldn't enjoy that. And so you have to softly bring them along. And I think it's about being creative within those set of rules that you and your castmates have articulated through rehearsal in advance and just staying creative.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it. Now you teach creatives how to transform their stage fright.
Yeah.
And I love what you call it because we know that public speaking is still a huge fear for most people. Yeah. And I would say even singing might even be a bigger terror. Give us one tip. This is what you call it, to transform stage fright into magnetism.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think the biggest thing that I want everyone to understand is that when you have stage fright, when you have the physical symptoms, the sweating, the heart palpitation, the shakiness, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be performing. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't be doing it. It actually means that you should, because it means there's an energy that's coming to you and through you. It's just up to you to get up to speed with that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I have found that the biggest things that people can do for themselves is start telling a different story about it. When that energy comes to you, when you start to feel the nerves or the flop sweating or whatever it is for you, to be able to say, okay, I'm excited. Here we go. I'm getting more energy. How can I use this? And it's all about learning how to direct that powerful, powerful, wonderful energy, rather than to say no to it or resist it.
Tell us one more thing about overcoming stage fright. How can we reframe that? One more thing.
Sure, I'd love to. Well, I can give you a quick tip for the body because something that people can do. So when you start to tremble, what's happening is you're having a fight or flight situation happening. So the blood is flowing to the extremities, to your hands, your arms, your feet, your legs, so that you can run or fight, right? So in order to, that's why you shake. That's why your extremities shake. So in order to help push the blood up and help stop the shaking, the best thing to do is to squeeze your bottom. Squeeze your legs and squeeze your bottom as hard as you can. And you can do this, say I was, you know, in the middle of a stage talking. I've actually done this before when I'm nervous. Just squeeze, nobody can really tell. You just look maybe a little better.
Little more pulled together?
Yeah.
A little more upright?
And it has a nice visual effect.
Looks good on camera. Looks good on stage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but it
thank
helps with the
you.
trembling. It sends the blood back up to the brain where you need it, and can just really help you get through that shaky part in the beginning.
Wow. Wow. Holly, what else should we know? You want to tell us a story from your, I don't know, flamenco dancing days? What should we know?
I want to tell you a story from this week.
Okay.
Well, I just was thinking today, like, what do I really want to, else could I say about the voice? And I think, honestly, we need to use our voices, even if they aren't the best voices, even if we can't find the right words to say, even if we stumble, even if we put our foot in our mouths once in a while, I think we need to use our voices. And it's important to learn to use that tool. And I speak from my own experience as a woman, as a woman in this world, feeling like oftentimes not heard and not listened to, and then finding myself sort of reacting, go in the opposite direction and be too loud or too emotional, and being, called that I'm not using my words correct. And I think, not my problem all the time. And I think that's why I'm so passionate about podcasting and speaking and finding my voice. And I want everyone to feel that way too. That it's okay to stumble and fall. It's okay to not use the right words once in a while.
Yes, all of us do stumble, yes?
Yes.
Sometimes I reverse words, things come out differently. Maybe that's just part of our creativity and our voice.
Yes.
Would you say?
Absolutely. It's a beautiful, why can't it just be wrapped in as a poetry of our whole human experience? But I'd rather people speak incorrectly than not be heard. And now is a time when we all need to be heard.
Wise words,
Yeah.
Holly. Wise words. Wow. Thanks for watching. I'm your host, Dr. Miluna Fausch, and this has been Command the Room.